Say no more. Now, we know Coach Prime rebuilt the offense, but the real transformation everybody was tapping in was the defensive back room. Forget last year's secondary, bruh. Boulder went all in this year. Pause in the transfer portal. It all starts with that name we know, Boo Carter. Yes, bruh. If you remember back in 2024, Colorado was trying to get him out of high school, but he's finally home in Boulder. Carter is a versatile athlete bringing that Tennessee toughness and that pure football instinct that the secondary really needs after last year we was getting built. Yeah, I said it, and it was tough to watch the secondary. He also plays on offense too. Could this be the next Travis Hunter? We know Coach Prime lets his DBs play both ways, but you got to dominate on one side of the field, and that's something that Boo Carter has already shown in a powerhouse like the SEC. It's always good to have SEC players headed to Boulder. Speaking of SEC, we stay in there with Vanderbilt transfer Randon Fontenot. The 6'2", 220-pound safety out of Vanderbilt is a pure physical safety with SEC experience. He immediately raises the floor for the entire secondary group. He's here to compete for a starting role and be elite ball skills. Pause. To the outside and cover the short boundaries of the field, as well as be a ball hawk. Say no more. Rounding up the safeties is Naeten Mitchell, the safety from New Mexico State. Mitchell is explosive downhill defender. Watching his closing speed in his highlights, this is the guy who brings that thunder and that run support to the back end of the defense. Now to the cornerbacks. Emory Floyd out of Appalachian State, an original Alabama signee turned group of five standout. Floyd has blazing speed in the length pause to shut down half the side of the field. This is a huge win for the Buff to get a player with this elite athletic profile. You feel me? The headliner for me is Justin Eaglin, the shutdown corner out of James Madison. This is a legitimate star corner in the making. Eaglin has the size, the awareness, and the instinct to lock down the opposition's best receiver week in and week out. Coach Prime's kind of guy. You feel me? Now, for the next 3 minutes, I got to talk about Boo Carter and his story coming to Colorado, as I think Coach Prime getting this young man could really save his career. If you want to go down the timestamp and look at the rest of the guys I'm finna cover, just skip the next 3 minutes and then go find your guy who you want to cover. But I got to tap in with Boo Carter because he has the highest ceiling out of this room that I feel, and potentially the highest risk for the entire 2026 Colorado transfer Buffalo class, bro. I mean, Boo Carter, this young man arriving in Boulder is more than just a personnel move for Coach Prime. This is a true second chance, bro, a life-changing opportunity. Carter is undeniable, a top-tier talent with the potential to be a 2027 or 2028 first-round draft. That's the hype, and he proves in these highlights right here. He's physical, he has great instincts, but sometimes off the field can distract you from on the field. You feel me? That's where Coach Prime steps in. Remembering the initial recruiting battle, but Carter was one of the most coveted athletes in the country back in 2024. Colorado was on the radar early, but he ultimately chose to go with Volunteers. You feel me? Now he's coming on home, fulfilling the promise of that first recruitment cycle. He didn't just walk into the transfer portal, bruh. He flew to the top of it, especially for us losing Taufik Bayard. As you can see in this film, bruh, he's one of them. This isn't just a rotational piece. This is one of the highest rated recruits of nationally to hit the portal in a minute, and everybody was turning a blind eye to him. But Colorado said, we need you here. Looking for a place to realize that at men's ceiling here, he's here for a reason, bruh. And that reason is Coach Prime, Deion Sanders. We got to talk about the second chance is needed, bruh. Carter was dismissed from the Tennessee due to off-field issues and team violations. That is what it is. What you're watching right now was an elite defender in the slot, bruh. If he's our nickel, great press coverage, stayed in the wide receiver's hip, he could have intercepted that ball. He was right there, bruh. And he's a two-way star. And you know how Coach Prime likes to give people who are dominant on one side of the ball the opportunity to play offense. So he can move. He got a little wiggle to him as well, bro. Now, if there's one head coach in college football who uniquely equipped to mentor and focus a young man and ultimately save a dynamic talent like Boo Carter, it's Coach Prime, bro. Coach Prime knows his potential. He knows the pitfalls, and he creates the accountability at Colorado. This isn't just about football training. This is about being a professional. At Colorado, the spotlight is huge, but the structure is firm, bro. If Carter embraces the environment, those past mistakes become footnotes on this path to stardom, bro. Boo Carter's two-way ability is the reason why he has first-round buzz. If he can stay, his family's already in Boulder. His mom's out there. His family's out there. He's locked in. He's focused. Coach Prime going to get him right, going to get him to the NFL, but most importantly, he's going to change our defense in 2026. Say no more. If you're asking me who's going to start alongside him at safety, probably at the strong safety position, I absolutely positively got to go with Randon Fontenot, the corner coming over from Vanderbilt. This is not just a great transfer, bro. This is a physical statement by Coach Prime. We got to get back to putting belt. We can't get belt. Fontenot is a downhill aggressive playmaker, and you can see it right here in these clips, bro. Look at the Vanderbilt tape. This is a player who embraces contact. He is a legitimate run support asset, shedding blocks and delivering decisive hits. That's what we need. We got to make those stops, bro. We got to get back to it. This is the mentality of a safety who has survived the gauntlet of the SEC and learned to play with the edge. You feel me? He's not waiting for the offense. He is setting the tone for the entire defense. And that's what we need. Tone setters this year in 2025. Big belt. He has the ball skills, pause, but the attitude of a game changer. Experience matters. And Fournette brings that polished veteran presence to a unit that desperately needs it. We got Slaughter gone. We got Bayer gone. He's disciplined and he's rarely out of position. In the SEC, he got a little season there. Means he's ready for the bright lights and big rivalries in the Big 12. He's here to compete, bro. And I think he's here to win that starting job. I got him starting at the free safety. Now, for my starting cornerback, you already know Justin Eaglin from James Madison, my bad. He is a difference maker in the secondary already. And I'm making a bold prediction right now. Justin Eaglin is going to lead Colorado in interceptions in 2026, bro. Yup. He brings that kind of ball hawking instincts that the defense has been craving. I don't even know how many picks our corners got last year, but I definitely think he's going to beat that number by himself. What makes him special to me is a look at the tape, bro, from James Madison. He plays magnificent off coverage, bro. He's fluid in and out of his breaks. He's patient and he reads the quarterback better than almost anybody I've seen in the transfer portal. I ain't going to cap. He got straps, bro. That ability to sit back and see the route develop and break on the ball is why he's clearly a starter for me. He has the awareness and the burst to just erase wide receivers. Pause. That was crazy. But I also think his confidence, bro, is something that Coach Prime's looking for. I think he's going to be able to back it up. He's my starter, Justin Eaglin. My starter at free safety, I do like Naeten Mitchell coming over from New Mexico State, bro. I like him in his run support. Down here defender. He's not afraid of contact. Elite ball skills. I like him at free safety. I like my boy from Vandy at strong safety. And, of course, Boo Carter at the nickel. If I'm just telling you who I think is going to start, I like Naeten Mitchell. His tape is elite. He's hungry, down-to-earth kid. He's locked in. He's focused. And let's roll his tape, bro. His tape, I ain't going to lie, he was making plays at New Mexico State. Good size as well for a safety, standing at about 6'1", 6'2", over 200 pounds. You could just see here, makes plays on the ball. That's a good strip. Interception right there, and then when he gets the ball in his hands, just like Coach Prime likes, you try to take that thing in the house, which he does. He housed it. So you seen in that highlight, strip the wide receiver, bruh. You feel me? Got the ball right out of his hand and then took it to the house. What more does Coach Prime ask for in his safeties than that type of play? Right there. You can see him in run support. Very physical, bruh. Not afraid to just get off a blocker and come up and make a tackle. We need that. We need to make more plays in the backfield. This is scoop and score for him. I like the way he gets the ball in his hands. He looks to score. That's one thing I definitely like about him. Great coverage skills. You see him right here being able to, coming off of a receiver that you're covering and then making a play on a secondary receiver is elite. You see him tracking the ball right here, not afraid to be physical. That's what Colorado needs at free safety. You got to think of the free safety as your security blanket, bro. He's the essential piece that ties the entire defense together. He has to be your vocal leader on defense, a veteran player with a high motor, and Naeten Mitchell's film speak for itself. When you watch Mitchell's highlights, two things jump out. His explosive downhill speed and his willingness to hit. That's something that a free safety has to have. Safeties today have to be hybrid defenders, you feel me, capable of covering deep, but also flying into the box to stop the run. Mitchell excels at both. He tracks the ball very well in the air, but when he diagnoses a run play, he's coming downhill and he ain't coming to make friends, you feel me, especially at the line of scrimmage. At the line of scrimmage, he plays with urgency and he's contagious. You need that. You need your safety has to rub off on the other type on the defense together. You feel me? He's gonna have to lay some thunder in the Big 12. Though I ain't gonna lie, this ain't New Mexico State and Big 12. Then running backs is bigger, faster, stronger. Pause. He is the physical enforcement though in the middle that we're gonna need. So I have him starting at free safety right as of now. The portal's still open, but right now I got him started at free safety. That's crucial for Colorado. So you can pair his physicality with Randon Fontenot's physicality, and of course Boo Carter. And I think we got one of the top secondaries in the Big 12. He has a high IQ to be a safety as a last line of defense. I think he brings the necessary experience that we need in reliable tackling. He did have some missed tackles last season, but we can get to that. Now, last on the list at cornerback position, who does have an opportunity to make an immediate impact, is Emory Floyd out of Appalachian State with great size, good length, good film. Do I think he is a day one starter? I need to see more from him and also Cree. coming over from Notre Dame. Do think that, he's tending to what Coach Prime likes, which is bigger corners. But who do you guys think will be starting for Colorado in the safeties in 2026? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my transfer portal here. Don't forget to click that notification bell. If you want to become a member, please join my channel, become a member. If you're looking to promote your business, if you're looking to have some video sponsorship, tap in with me on my email. Say no more.